Hi, Otters. Today we are going to be doing an ed puzzle on persuasive writing terminology. This basically means understanding some of the words you need to know for persuasive writing or writing arguments or supporting your opinions. So, our learning target for today I will define claims, evidence, and reasons so that I can describe how claims, evidence, and reasons are used in persuasive or argumentative writing. And I'm successful when I can analyze how authors use claims, evidence, and reasons in persuasive writing. Remember, it's important to not only know these words, to support your own arguments, but also really to be able to understand and tease apart the arguments of other authors. So, first word, what is a claim? A claim is taking a stance on a particular topic. It's providing your opinion on a particular issue. Maybe you think Fortnite is the best video game. That is technically an opinion. So if you can support that, you can make a strong claim. Making an argument, it should not be a question, right? A claim would not be saying, is Fortnite the best video game of all time? That would not be strong. And it's what you would like your audience to do or believe without adding those words in front of it. I believe Fortnite is the best game. It's much stronger to just assert flat out, Fortnite is the best video game of all time. So, some examples of claims. Let's imagine you had this topic, should wild animals be kept as pets? You were asked this for a writing prompt. An example of a claim for this topic would be, wild animals should not be kept as pets. It's a clear argument. It supports a strong opinion. Let's imagine you had the question, what is the major cause of global warming? A strong claim in response to this might be the major cause of global warming is pollution. Again, notice there's no phrases like I believe or I think in front of it. It's leaving those personal pronouns out to make the claim as strong as it could be. A claim you're also going to find is going to be sort of like the thesis statement in your argumentative writing. Some non-examples of claims. Again, imagine you were given this topic or prompt, should animals be kept as pets, wild animals? If you were to claim, tigers are really cool wild animals, there's a couple of problems with that response or that claim. In particular, it is not addressing the prompt directly. And with the topic, what is the major cause of global warming? If you were to claim global warming is bad, again, it's not directly responding to the prompt, right? It doesn't offer an opinion on the major cause of global warming, regardless of whether global warming is bad or not. Moving on to the next word, what is evidence? Hopefully you know some of this from your informative writing unit. Evidence is examples or data from a source that supports your claim, right? Many of you found lots of data when you were doing your informative writing on teen activists by looking for numbers and statistics and quoted words. The sources you find your evidence from can be articles, websites, books, encyclopedias, videos, diagrams. Again, you always want to make sure that your sources are credible and that you are giving credit to those sources in your own writing. And your evidence can have moral, emotional, and logical appeal. So when you are searching for evidence to support a claim, that's something you want to think about. What type of effect is this going to have on my audience? Am I going to be using logic to convince them or really sort of play with their emotions to find evidence that will convince them in that way? So, some examples of evidence. If we have this question, should wild animals be kept as pets? And our claim is that they should not be kept as pets. Some great evidence for that would be the following quote by bornfreeusa.org. By their very nature, these animals are wild and potentially dangerous, and as such, do not adjust well to a captive environment. Right? So finding quoted words from a credible source, talking about how dangerous it can be to keep wild animals as pets. If we have this topic question, what is the major cause of global warming? And we say that our claim is that the major cause of global warming is pollution. Some strong, credible evidence to support that would be the following evidence from climatehotmap.org. Quote, as we burn fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas for energy, or cut down and burn forests to create pastures and plantations, carbon accumulates and overloads our atmosphere. So, this piece of evidence is really explaining different types of pollution, like coal and oil, and talking about the effects that they're starting to have on the warming of our planet. Now, what are the reasons in persuasive writing? Reasons are the explanation of how your evidence supports your claim. You want to stop and ask yourself, how does my evidence show my claim is valid? If we're thinking about the structure of a paragraph, this is really like the analysis portion. We're using those phrases like this demonstrates or the evidence shows to really come back to explain why your claim is strong or solid or believable. Some examples of reasons with our wild animals topic, our claim that they shouldn't be kept as pets, and our evidence that they are dangerous, our reason might sound like this. The quotation shows how wild animals have the propensity to turn on human beings when they are held in captivity. To protect the safety of humans, wild animals should not be kept as pets. Again, you can almost hear how this would flow as the analysis part of a body paragraph. And for our topic of the major cause of global warming, if our claim were that pollution is a major cause of global warming, and we had our evidence from climatehotmap.org, our reason might sound like this to support our claim. This quotation describes how companies are cutting down forests that help change carbon dioxide into oxygen. With more carbon dioxide being emitted from fossil fuels, the atmosphere is getting destroyed, causing an increase in global warming. Again, you'll hear a phrase like this quotation describes to really show the reader, to show your audience that you've thought about the evidence and you are explaining how it supports your claim. So, our learning targets for today, let's see how well you do absorbing some of the vocabulary, this persuasive writing terminology. 1, what is a claim in persuasive writing? 2, what is evidence in persuasive writing? 3, what are reasons in persuasive writing? And remember, our learning target today, I can identify the claim, evidence, and reasons in persuasive writing. We shall see on the next task at hand. You are going to need your handout on claims, reason, and evidence. It has the picture of the drippy polar bear on it and the picture of a guy eating Doritos and a picture of the California map. We're going to do the first one together, really trying to figure out what the claim, evidence, and reasons are, and then you're going to finish the next two on your own. So take a moment, look at this droopy polar bear with the caption, when the ice caps melt, so will he. And start to think about, what do you think is the claim? What is the evidence that supports that claim? And what might be the reasons that this author is giving? So if I were to break this one down, and you can copy this one directly from mine, I think a claim the author makes is that a warming climate is endangering animals. The way I figure that out is because the author supported that evidence through their drawing and their words, right? The polar bear is melting, that's part of the evidence in the image, and the words talk about ice caps melting. So it really makes it sound like this warming climate that's causing this melting is dangerous to the animal. And what are the reasons that the author provides to analyze their evidence? If the homes and ecosystems of animals are ruined by a warming planet and humans, these animals will lose their food and shelter sources, which will endanger their species. All right, otters, next you are going to watch the link to the Doritos commercial posted in Google Classroom and complete the claim, evidence, and reasons for that. And you are going to read this article